IAAP certification is up for renewal, you cannot miss this video. I made mistakes, big ones. I waited too long, didn't track my activities, and ended up wasting hours digging through my old emails, trying to find proofs of my participation. It cost me time, energy, and unnecessary stress. That's why I created this video for you, so you can avoid what I went through and renew your certification without panic. Watch the entire video to unlock the challenge of the week. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Remember when you earned your IAAP certification? That moment of pride? That wasn't just a title. It was a declaration that you believe in accessibility. Now fast forward 3 years, it's decision time. You have two choices. Either retake the exam, and let's be honest, nobody wants it, or renew your certification by submitting the CAEC points, the smarter and the efficient way. But here's the challenge. Where do you submit those points? What activities qualifies for credits? And how many points you actually need? That's what we will unpack in today's video. And I will share the hard lessons that I learned so you don't have to repeat them. But what are CAECs? CAECs are the continuing accessibility education credits you earn by either growing your accessibility skills, also known as professional development, or sharing your knowledge with others. Attending webinars, classes, or summits qualify for professional development, while speaking at an event, publishing accessibility content, volunteering, and mentoring others qualify for sharing your knowledge. You might not realize it, but you have probably already been doing some of these activities without even you knowing it, that they account towards your CAECs. But how many points do you need? Each certification has its own target. For CPACC, you require 45 credits. WAS or ADS requires 35 credits. CPWA, it requires 55 credits. Pro tip, try to earn about 1/3 of your total each year. So for CPACC, that's roughly 15 CAECs annually. And this was my biggest mistake. I didn't submit them regularly and had to rush at the end. I spent hours hunting down webinar links and attendance records. So don't be me. Track everything that you do. Big thanks to the amazing 30% who have subscribed. If you are watching and not subscribed, this is your opportunity to join our growing community of accessibility champions. The best approach is to keep a running list of every CAEC activity. IAAP offers a free Excel tracker where you can record what you did, who hosted the session, and when it happened, and how many CAECs you are claiming. Comment tracker to get that Excel right now. Take a note, this tracker is for your personal use only. When it's time to submit, you will still need to enter everything manually into the IAAP portal, and I'll show you how to use it later in this video. Pro tip, upload proof right after the event to save yourself a future headache. I didn't, and I paid the price. IAAP had made it easy and want to reward you even for the shortest sessions. Every 30 minutes of learning equals to 0.5 CAECs. So if you attend a 1-hour webinar, that's 1 full CAEC. Got a 75 minutes training, that's 1.25 CAECs. Longer sessions up to 90 minutes can get you 1.5 CAECs. For sharing your knowledge, teaching a 1-hour structured session can get you up to 3 CAECs. That's triple the points compared to just attending a session. Speaking at an event, earn 2 CAECs per hour you present. Writing a blog post, A series of 5 posts per year can earn up to 5 CSAs. Publish an article or a book, you earn 5 CSAs for an article, 6 for a book. Hosting a meetup, that's 1 CSA per event. And if you are leading a local conference, you get 5 CSAs straight up. Volunteering for a community work for a year will get you 5 CSAs. General volunteering will get you only 1 CSA per hour you give. But you can only claim 15 CSAs per year. IAP needs verifiable documentation. Think of this like an expense report. No receipt, no credit. Your proof must have your name, event date and time, along with the event name. Accepted proof includes certificates of completion, registration confirmations, screenshots of participation, links to published content, and letters from organizations where you volunteered or spoke. Screenshots of calendar without your name on it will not be qualified as a proof. This is something that I learned recently, and that's something I want you to avoid. Before submitting, make sure that your activities are purely volunteer based and not part of your primary job responsibilities or compensated in any way. CAECs cannot be awarded for activities related to your paid role or main job duties. For example, if you're presenting at your company, you won't receive credit for that session. Secondly, you also won't get credits on a topic you submitted in the previous year. Just like in colleges, where you earn credits for new courses, not repeats. And lastly, if you have delivered a webinar on a topic and also written an article on the same subject, you will only receive credit for the first submission and not both. Here's the step-by-step guide to submit your CSAs. Log in into the IAAP certification portal. I will put that link in our description. Click on My Certifications and CAECs. Select your certification, whether it's CPACC, WS, or CPWA. Scroll to the CAEC submission form. Submit one category at a time, whether it's professional development, sharing your knowledge, or volunteer work. Group your submissions by content provider. Example, all IAP webinars in one form. Finally, upload valid proofs. They accept PDFs, docs, PNG, and JPEGs. The maximum file size should be less than 16 MB. And remember, only completed activities qualify, no future events. Alright, now we are on the official website of IAP to renew our certification. Here you can find a lot of information, what are CSAs, what accounts for CSE points, and how to track your CSE. Let's directly go on to submitting the CSEs. And here you will see another link which says IAAP Certification Portal. And the moment I click on it, it opens up in a new window. As you can see, my credentials are already in. Let's simply log in. And here you have to go to the third tab which says My Certifications and CSE. Here, based upon the type of certification you have to choose among those options. Because I have both CPACC and WS, I get CPWA. The total points required for a CPWA are 55, and we are only left with 22. And here are my already pending CSEs that I have already submitted. And underneath another table that you see is a list of things that are approved. And the last table is about the rejected CSAs. This is where I was like, I have learned the lessons the hard way. Okay, so don't make the same mistakes that I covered in this video. Now let's see how you can submit your CSE. Simply click on the certification that you have, scroll to the bottom. This is again another place that you can verify what CSEs are, how many CSEs you will be requiring, how much time one CSE will be credited for. And then at the bottom, there's a button which says Begin CSE Submission. Let's click on it. And then you have to select I have reviewed the information above and verify that it is correct. Then you have to make a selection among the three options, whether it's a professional development, sharing your knowledge, or a volunteer work. So let's say it was a professional development. Then you have to select what was the type of professional development, whether it was a conference, course certificate, or a webinar. For XCon, if you have attended recently, that's a webinar. If you have attended any session online, I would consider it as a webinar. So let's select webinar. Let's click on next. Here you are required to provide more details, like what was the name of the event. So let's say DQs XCon 2025. I'm going to give an estimate which was in March. And this is where you have to provide the list of all the events that you attended for XCon. So if you attended more than one, you have to list everything out here. So let's go ahead and do it. I'll say introduction to accessibility, and then you have to give the time, like what was the duration of the session. Let's give 60 minutes. How many total points you're looking for? So 60-minute session is 1 CAC. Let's give 1. You can ignore this one. This is not relevant to us. Simply click on next. And this is where you have to upload a file, a Word document that has your event date, name, and a screenshot. And once done, you simply click on next and your submission will be submitted for review. Next, let's look at the CAC tracker that I have been tracking so far. Let me bring it up here. Let me expand it. So this is the Excel provided by IAAP wherein you can track all your changes. So it gives you a brief description what the CAC is all about. And then once you switch to professional development, they have listed out everything that they are seeking. This is where you input all your information on which day you attended the session, what was the method, whether it was a webinar or a workshop, what was the name of the event, title of the session, and what was the duration, and how many CACs are you requesting for. This is really helpful when you are submitting your CACs on quarterly basis. So you don't have to go back into your emails, look for the email or the meeting invitation. This is the source of truth for you. Similarly, if you are sharing your knowledge with others, use this template to record everything. Same thing for volunteer. And if you are someone like me who write a lot of blogs or articles, this is the place where you can store all the information. Comment tracker if you want access to this Excel right away. IAAP states that submissions are typically reviewed on bi-weekly basis. However, in my experience, the review process can take closer to a month. This delay is understandable. It's a manual and detailed task, but it's important to set realistic expectations. You will receive an email once the submission has been reviewed, but don't stop there. Be sure to log back into the portal, check your CAC status, especially in case any activities were denied. Staying proactive helps avoid last-minute surprises. And there is cost involved. Yes, nothing is free, my friend. Your IAAP membership must be active throughout the 3-year period to avoid a $200 renewal fee. And once approved, your Credly badge and certificate will be updated with a new expiration date. Here are the 5 best practices on tracking and submitting your CACs. Track your points in an Excel sheet. Keep a dedicated Excel to record all your CAC activities. This helps you stay on top of your progress and know exactly how many points you have earned. Secondly, Create a Word document with proof of participation. Use a table format with 3 columns: date, event name, and proof with the images. In the third column, insert screenshots or certificates showing your name, event duration, and title. If you attended multiple sessions from the same organizations like DQ, include them all in one document. It saves review time for both you and IAP. Submit your points quarterly. Don't wait until the renew deadline. Submitting your activities every quarter avoids last minute chaos and helps keep your record up to date. Fourth, review IAP notifications promptly. IAP may request additional proof or clarification after submission. Check their email regularly so you don't miss important follow-ups. Share this CAC tracking system with your peers. And if this video helped you, don't forget to like and comment. It might help someone else stay on track. Don't be like me and don't wait until the last month. IAP recommends submitting your points at least 3 months before your deadline. That gives you time to correct any issues. Better yet, submit CACs quarterly. Everything still fresh. Here's your challenge of the week. Spend just 10 minutes this week documenting one CAC worthy activity. Just one. You are closer to renewal than you think. This is Param Singh, signing off.